We're back at it like we never left. This is the finale episode of January's Moneyline Grind. This is the grind where pretty much I give you tons of winning picks for the low, free 99. You haven't given me a dollar yet, and I'm responsible for getting you guys a few dollars. So sooner or later, I'm coming for some money. But for right now, let's have some fun with it. Last night, we almost got that fourth sweep that I've been hunting. You know, I like at least 4 sweeps in the month. And I'm chasing that fourth one. DiVincenzo was the enemy, the villain last night. And, you know, in retrospect, everything's 2020. But I have an explanation for that under in which he made me look very bad. We went 2-1, though. So if you go over our last 11 picks, we are 9-2. Some would say that's on fire, but we're going to keep it humble because I just want to get through January. Maybe we can revisit how we're doing first week of February. If I'm still putting up these type of numbers, then I'm going to gloat a little bit harder. But I want that fourth sweep, so let's see if we can do it. I'll break down what happened last night. I got 3 new picks for you. I got another little lotto, you know, just for fun. But let's count some bread and let us discuss last night. DiVincenzo under 29 PRA. Now I made this pick fully believing that OG was going to play. OG, I don't know, tweaked something in an already injured elbow during the warm-ups. He doesn't play. DiVincenzo, who I thought would hit some threes because, you know, they're playing a team who's very susceptible to three-point, you know, catch and shoot three-pointers. And I didn't know he would have 7 threes. So I do believe things have been different with OG. Not the case. We move on. And we'll talk about some winners here, like Scotty Barnes going under 14.5 rebounds plus assists. He had about 5 RA in the first half, finished the game with 11. Just a great read here. I cited in my video yesterday that Chicago has some big guys that will control the boards, and that was that was facts. Big facts, B, because he only had 4 rebounds and he averages about a little bit over 8, if I'm not mistaken. So half of the rebounds based off of that read, and he doesn't get the job done. Give me the loot. Second pick, and I love this pick. It was Siakam over 19.5 points last night. I do a fair amount of Pacer game watching, and I really do like the Siakam trade for them. I can't wait till they're fully healthy. He has the right amount of dog in him, which kind of complements Miles Turner, because Miles Turner plays very hard, and they have some other big guys that come off the bench. Just a big body, strong, mean face motherfuckers that just they board, they guard. They're not the greatest defensive team because of the pace they play, but they got some nice pieces in that front court. He had 19 at the end of the third. He cashed first in the fourth. We go 2-1. This is our 4th profitable day in a row. Like I said before, we're 9-2 over our last 11 picks. Now let's get down to business. Let's talk about these 3 buttes I got for you today. They're all unders, which is nuts. We're just undies for the undies. Nuggets under 113.5 versus the Oklahoma City Thunder in OKC. This is minus 105 on DraftKings. Thunder are playing their second game back home after a little road streak. This time, they actually have a day's rest. They went home, but that was on a back-to-back last time they went home, so they didn't really get that rest yet. And I think this extra day really does their legs well. Denver comes to OKC after 2 straight home games, but this is technically their 6th road game in 8 games. So they did 5, had 2 at home, and then back on the road to OKC. So there might be some fatigue here. Over the last 5 games, Thunder opponents are getting the 10th lowest field goal attempts, and the Nuggets in their last 5 games have taken the 10th lowest field goal attempts. So not many shots going up, which is already a good sign for an under. Let's see what else we got here. The Nuggets are also 2nd worst in 3-point percentage and attempts over that same span, which is why they've only averaged 107 points in those last 5 games. That is the 3rd lowest in the NBA in those last 5 games. Not to mention, OKC is doing a good job keeping opponents in check and off the free throw line. In their last 5, they ranked, I believe, 3rd fewest free throw attempts towards their opponents. Looking at the home-away splits, Thunder have held their opponents to the 2nd lowest field goal percentage and forced the 2nd most turnovers while playing at home. Their opponents have also averaged the 5th lowest three-point mades and 6th lowest free throw mades. So not getting threes, they're not getting freebies, and then Thunder are forcing the highest rate of turnovers, or the 2nd highest rate of turnovers when you're playing in OKC. These are all just recipes for, you know, these are nice ingredients for the under and a recipe for disaster. Denver on the road hasn't looked great. Not at all. They average about 110.6, which is the 8th lowest. in the league, and they're also last in the league in 3 points made, second lowest in free throw attempts when playing on the road. Over the last 10 games, we've just seen a dip because they've gone under, total score under in 8 of their last 10. So they've been playing slower games, not scoring as much for about the last 10 games. Now they're on the road. They're 6 road game out of 8 games. OKC has a little rest. I like these young guys. I think the extra day of rest does exactly what the Thunder needed to do. I'm considering sprinkling some more plays going even lower, maybe half a unit on -110. The big odds there. We'll see how much I have left in the bankroll. Our next pick, also an under. We are fading the Washington Wizards, even though they're home. They're playing against the Clippers, who I respect their defense greatly. Wiz under 111.5. It was plus 105 on DK. It might be around plus or -120 now. Sucks when you don't get these picks early. These picks did hit the Discord last night. So last night you could have got this at a plus 105, and now I believe it's -120. Now, though, the Wizards are at home. They hold no home court advantage. They're 3-18 at home this season. They're the worst rebounding team at home, and they also make the least amount of free throws when playing in the district. They're not good. I don't even know if people go to the games, and if they did, why would they? They don't shoot the 3-ball well at home, 5th worst percentage. And while the Clippers' opponents, who when they're playing at home, the Clippers hold their opponents to the 8th lowest field goal percentage, 6th lowest 3-point percentage. So it's not looking really good on the surface for the Wizards. Looking at their recent play, the Wizards' last 5 games have all been unders. They've averaged about 111 points in those games outside of the Wolves. I don't think they faced the team as good defensively as the Clippers, and the Clippers are not getting the respect they do. I do believe that they are underrated defensively. I'm sure some people see it, but I feel like the books haven't really added that into to some of these lines. Let's see. When they also, the opponents of the Clippers also averaged the 9th lowest points per game. They shot the 2nd worst 3-point percentage and 4th worst field goal percentage when the Clippers are guarding them. I think the Clippers defense is good, better than most teams, and the Wizards stink at home. This is just what you want to call it. I call it an easy bet. I call it free money. I'm taking the Wizards, going to fade their overall score. Now, this last pick is our only player prop for the night. We're going to fade Jordan Poole. I know this is the same game. I try to stay away from multiple picks in the same game, but I just listed all the reasons why the Wizards are good defensively, but I got a couple more for you that particularly work against Jordan Poole. Now, let's say Poole averaging 16.9 for the season, so you think he's right there, right? But last 6 games, only 12.5 points per game. He is struggling. Clippers do a great job limiting threes. We spoke about that when we talked to Clippers. Not the Clippers. When we talk about the Wizards going under tonight, we talk about why, because the Clippers limit the threes, they limit free throws, and they're really, really good at guarding pick and roll. So we're taking away free throws, threes, and pick and roll. If you know Jordan Poole, he's going to shoot some threes. He's going to want to get to the line when he drives, and he loves pick and roll. He loves shooting off the pick and roll and creating those mismatches when the big man decides to drop back. Now, we've also seen a 10% drop in touches for Jordan Poole over the last 10 games, which is interesting. We've seen over his last 6, 25% less 3-point makes. Right now, he's at 1.5 3-pointers made in the last 6 games. He's only averaging about 3.2 free throw attempts in the last 6 games. So I'm not sure where these points are coming from, but this line does feel sharp because if you look at the books, at 15.5, if you want to take the over, it's like -140. The under is like +100. But if you go to that 17.5, the odds kind of balance out. So the books think this is going to be sharp. I said it before, I don't think that they fully understand how good the Clippers defense is. And also this has blowout potential. I think the spread is around 12, maybe even 12.5. So I'm just not sure where they're going to, where is Jordan Poole going to find these points tonight? If he's not getting threes, if he's not getting layups or foul shots. And then just overall throughout, I know, of course, James Harden's not a lockdown defender, but the Clippers scheme has just been, I think, pretty good outside of maybe one of their recent losses on the road on this East Coast trip. I'm not sure if it was Boston, but I think I've looked fine. And I think going forward, their defense is really clicking. We can go to last night. I shared a 6-leg parlay. I think only 2 legs hit. This is why I don't put these out much, and this is why I don't count them, but for the sake of having fun, and we're towards the end of the month, so I would like to just kind of build up a little bit more of the bankroll going into February, which I think we're going to have a great month. But let's talk about today. I have a little, let me see, 1, 2, 3, I have 4 legs for you. That's not hard. And it's plus around 920, plus 930, depending on your book. First leg, Bulls. First half, minus 2.5. I think that's a lock. I almost made that my lock, but I didn't want 3 of my picks today to all be team props. I want to get a player prop in there. Second pick, Plumlee, Mason Plumlee of the Clippers, under 18 points plus rebounds plus assists. I know. I do like the points line from him. I think it's 9.5. I like the under there, but I'm going to take the PRA. I don't think he gets much assists. Rebounds could be a little iffy too tonight. Then I'm taking Nick Claxton under 29 points plus rebounds and assists. And my last pick, which is also a lock, could have been the player prop, my third pick of the day, but I'm going to save it for this lay. It's Anthony Simmons over 22.5 points. Those are my picks for you today. Sorry for the long video. Maybe you appreciate it. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I'll stay tuned. You stay tuned. We'll keep it going. Tomorrow's going to be fun because I'm going to recap January, and I'm going to give you some more picks. So I don't know how I'm going to be able to fit that in within 12 minutes, but I have a lot more content for you. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to like, throw a comment in there, do something. A lot of people I notice are just watching because when I hit bets on Twitter, they come out the woodwork and to give me the thank yous. But I need you guys more actively involved, engaged, so that I know, and I can feel the pressure that I have many eyes, because the pressure is good for me. It helps me focus in and give more research. But guys, good luck today. Take